Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. I'm your guide, and I'm truly thrilled to have you here with me today. I'm so glad you've decided to join me. Taking this time for yourself is a powerful first step on your learning journey. We're going to work on something incredibly important, a skill that's foundational to all communication, the art of listening. Think about it. How did you learn your first language? Long before you could read or write, you simply listened, absorbing the sounds and rhythms around you. So, find a quiet space, get comfortable, and let's create the perfect environment to focus. There's no pressure here, just opportunity. First, I'll tell you a short story. Your only task is to relax and listen for the main ideas. Afterwards, we'll review key vocabulary together. Chapter: Your Gateway to English Fluency. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to focus on a skill that is absolutely fundamental to mastering any language, especially English. We're going to dive deep into the art of listening. Before you ever spoke your first word, you spent months, even years, just listening. Think about it. How did you learn your first language? You listened. You were immersed in a world of sound. You listened to your parents' gentle voices, the chatter of your family during meals, and the everyday sounds of the world around you. You absorbed everything without even trying. That process built the entire foundation for your ability to communicate. Listening is not a passive activity. It's the bedrock of language acquisition. It's how we learn pronunciation, intonation, and the natural flow of conversation. When you improve your listening, you don't just understand words. You start to catch the subtle rhythms, the emotional tone, and the cultural nuances that native speakers use. This, in turn, helps you to speak more naturally and with much greater confidence. And what better way to practice than with a story? Stories engage our emotions and our imagination, making new vocabulary and grammar structures stick in our minds. This lesson is designed to do just that. Today, I have a special story for you titled Leo's Mysterious Package. It's a tale about how a very regular day can suddenly turn into something completely unexpected and wonderful. Our story is about a man named Leo. Leo was a talented graphic designer who worked from the comfort of his home. His life was orderly, quiet, and safe. But lately, he'd felt a quiet restlessness, a sense that the days were blending into one another. His daily routine was perfectly predictable. He would wake at 7, make a strong cup of black coffee, and sit at his desk by 7:30, ready to begin. This morning was no different. As he was about to take that first revitalizing sip of coffee, the sharp, sudden sound of the doorbell rang through the quiet house. He frowned. He wasn't expecting a delivery. When he opened the door, he found the porch empty. To his surprise, there was no one there, except a small, plain brown package on his doormat. His name, Leo, was written on it in neat, elegant cursive. He picked up the box, turning it over in his hands. It was surprisingly light, almost as if it were empty. Who could have sent it? There was no return address. He brought it inside, placing it on the table beside his now lukewarm coffee. For a full minute he just stared at it, his mind racing with possibilities. Was it a mistake? A gift from a client? Finally, driven by a curiosity that outweighed his caution, he went to his desk drawer, found a pair of scissors, and carefully, deliberately cut the tape. Inside, nestled on a bed of tissue paper, was a single, small, vintage key. It was ornate and made of brass. Attached to it by a faded red ribbon was an old yellowed tag. On it, the same elegant handwriting read, "For a door that needs opening, your adventure awaits." He felt a strange shiver of excitement mixed with confusion. This felt too personal to be a prank. His logical mind took over. He searched online for the key's design, but found nothing. He called his two best friends. Sarah, ever the pragmatist, warned him to be cautious. "It could be anything, Leo. It's probably just a clever marketing gimmick." But Mark, a free spirit, was thrilled for him. "No way! That's amazing! Go with the flow, man! See where it leads!" Leo hung up, still uncertain, but as he looked at the tag again, the handwriting sparked a memory. It reminded him so much of his grandmother, a woman who loved puzzles, riddles, and grand scavenger hunts. She believed that life should be filled with a little bit of magic. Suddenly, another memory surfaced, clear as day. He remembered the small locked wooden box she had given him just before she passed away. She had told him he would find the key when the time was right. He'd searched for it for years, but eventually gave up, storing the box in the attic. Could it be, after all these years? At this point, his heart was pounding with anticipation. He was more than willing to give it a shot. He pulled down the creaky ladder to the attic, the air thick with the smell of dust and old memories. He navigated through forgotten furniture and stacks of old boxes, and there, under a dusty white sheet, he found it, the small dark wooden box, intricately carved with patterns of leaves and vines. With trembling hands, he carried it downstairs and set it gently on the table beside the mysterious key. The moment felt significant, charged with years of waiting. He took a deep breath, inserted the brass key into the tiny tarnished lock, held his breath, and turned it. There was a soft, deeply satisfying click. The sound of a long unanswered question finally being resolved. The lock opened. He lifted the lid. Inside were not jewels or money, but something far more precious. There were old, faded photographs and bundles of letters tied with ribbon, all from his grandmother's youth. They told a story of travel, of dreams pursued, of a deep and abiding love for life. She had lived such a vibrant, fearless life. The photos showed her hiking treacherous mountains, sailing on vast oceans, and laughing in the streets of foreign cities. At the very bottom of the box, he found a sealed envelope with Leo written on it in that familiar script. He carefully opened it. The letter began, "My dearest Leo, if you are reading this, then you have found the key. I left this for you not as a puzzle, but as a promise. I have watched you build a safe and comfortable life, and I am so proud of you. But I wanted you to see that life is not meant to be predictable. It is meant to be lived. Your adventure awaits." Leo felt tears welling up in his eyes, blurring the words on the page. This wasn't just a box of memories. It was a gift from the past, a map for his future. It was a powerful reminder to live more boldly, to take chances. He stood at his front door, looking out at the world with a new and profound resolve. The day, which had started just like any other, now felt full of infinite possibilities. Sometimes the most profound adventures don't start with a grand journey, but with something small and unexpected, a single key, a forgotten memory. He looked down at his comfortable slippers, then back at the open door. He decided, right then and there, to open himself to the possibility of the unknown. His adventure was just beginning. Now that you've heard the story, let's explore the vocabulary that made it so engaging. These words will help you understand and tell your own stories with confidence. As we go through each word, I'll give you examples and practice activities. Feel free to pause and repeat after me. Let's start with the word unusual. Unusual means not common or different from what is normal. For example, it was unusual for Leo to receive a package so early in the morning. Can you think of something unusual that happened to you recently? Say it out loud. It was unusual when... This kind of practice helps you remember new words. The early delivery was an unusual event for Leo, signaling his day would be anything but ordinary. Here's another example. Seeing snow in the summer is unusual. Try making your own sentence using unusual. Tip: when you learn a new word, write it down in a notebook and use it in a sentence. This simple habit can make your vocabulary stronger over time. Next, perplexed means confused or completely baffled. Leo was perplexed when the package had no sender, leaving him without any immediate answers. For example, I was perplexed by the math problem. Can you say, I felt perplexed when ye... Practice this phrase out loud. Remember, it's okay to feel perplexed when learning something new. Asking questions and practicing will help you understand better. To intrigue someone is to make them very curious. The strange package deeply intrigued Leo, pulling him further into the growing mystery. For example, the movie trailer intrigued me, so I wanted to watch the film. Try saying, I am intrigued by, and complete the sentence. Practice. Think of something that intrigues you. A hobby, a place, Oregon, a person. Say it out loud. This will help you use the word naturally in conversation. A quest is a long or important search, often with a sense of purpose. Leo felt opening the box was the start of his quest to uncover a hidden history. For example, she went on a quest to find the best pizza in town. What is something you are on a quest for? Say it out loud. I am on a quest to. Tip: connect new words to your own life. This makes them easier to remember. Write down your quest, big or small, and share it with a friend or classmate. Remember these words. They are powerful tools to describe the surprise, confusion, and call to adventure that often begin a great story. Practice using them in different contexts to make them part of your active vocabulary. Let's try a quick activity. I will say a word, and you try to use it in a sentence. Ready? Unusual. Pause the video and say your sentence out loud. Now try with perplexed. This kind of practice builds confidence. Speculate means to guess without firm evidence. With no facts, he speculated about the origins of the key, letting his imagination create possibilities. For example, they speculated about the reasons for the delay. Try saying, I speculate that, and finish the sentence. Tip: when you speculate, you practice thinking in English. Even if you're not sure, try to express your ideas. This will help you become a more confident speaker. Compelling means very interesting or persuasive, grabbing your full attention. The mystery was more compelling than his work, making it impossible to ignore. For example, the book was so compelling that I read it in one day. What is something compelling to you? Say, I find compelling. Practice. Share something compelling with a friend or classmate. Discuss why it interests you. This will help you use the word in real conversations. To navigate is to find your way through a space or situation. Leo navigated the attic carefully, just as he was trying to navigate the unfolding mystery. For example, she navigated the new city with a map. Try saying, I navigate, and add your own ending. Tip: practice using new words in different tenses. For example, I navigated, I am navigating, I will navigate. This will help you use them fluently. Vibrant means full of energy or color. The photographs showed his grandmother's past was vibrant, filled with life, travel, and exciting experiences. For example, the market was vibrant with colors and sounds. What is something vibrant in your life? Say, my is vibrant. Practice. Describe a place or event that felt vibrant to you. Using adjectives like vibrant makes your English more expressive and interesting. Now try this. Pick 2 words from our list. Write a sentence connecting them, then say it out loud. This simple exercise is a great way to make the vocabulary your own. Here's an example. The unusual and compelling story made me feel vibrant. Now it's your turn. Pause the video, choose 2 words, and create your own sentence. Repeat it several times to practice pronunciation. Remember, learning new words takes time and practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you use these words, the more natural they will feel. Keep a vocabulary journal, review it often, and try to use new words in your daily life. Great job! You're building a strong foundation for English fluency. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be able to understand and tell stories with even more confidence. Let's move on to the next part of our lesson. We listened to a story, reviewed vocabulary, and learned expressions. Now practice. Listen, speak, review. Repeat the story, practice daily. 5 minutes a day is better than one long session. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more lessons. Thank you. Keep listening and practicing. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye.